welcome to everybody, and thank you for being present today at this webinar. I am Catherine Le Yawang, the General Manager of the Franco-British Chambers of Commerce, and I'm delighted to welcome you today at that webinar on how to develop your business in southwest of France and more precisely in Toulouse. Thank you to Paulette, leading your expert in France UK Business Center in Toulouse, to have organized that webinar. And before letting Maïwen Sauvetre to present the attractivity of Toulouse, I would like to say a few words about the Franco-British Chambers of Commerce in France. So the Franco-British Chambers of Commerce in France, or British Chambers of Commerce in France, was created in 1873 to facilitate Franco-British trade. How do we do it? First, today the chamber is three pillars. First is a business networking organization, generating business to members and helping them to increase their profiles or their visibility through our communication platform. And that webinar is proved to be because first, quite a few members of the chamber will express their view or give you some key issue to help you to develop your business in south of France. Then it also, the second pillar is contents. In 2019, we developed the Cross-Channel Institute, which is the think tank of the chamber, to develop content for French and British companies wishing or looking to develop both sides of the channel. And finally, it's influence, because we are today with the French Chambers of Commerce in Britain, leading voice for both French government, the British one and the French one. That's very quickly what is a chamber. And if you would like to know more about the chamber, please call me or send me an email. But now I would prefer to let Maïwen to tell us a bit more about Toulouse and its attractiveness.
Sure.
Maïwen, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So I'm Maïwen. I work for Toulouse Team Invest. We are a company that help companies set up their business within Toulouse. So I'll introduce Toulouse and welcome you to Toulouse, a smart and lively city, where I don't know if you're aware of it, but Toulouse is the capital of the Occitanie region, so the what you can see in orange. So not too far from Bordeaux and the Mediterranean Sea as well, as you can see. We are the world capital of civil aviation and the European capital of space industry. We established ourselves as being very innovative, a very innovative and capital city with a major AI cluster. We call something that we like to do is to say, we are a golden triangle of innovation. So everything that you do, you work with research, with labs, with institutions, and with the players of the city. I would say main players as well as startups as well. So very important. We were named as the first most attractive city in France in 2024, and the first French policies for dynamic growth, because we have approximately, I would say, 33% of people who came within 20 years, which is about 20% a year. With the fourth French urban area, about to be the third one. So very dynamic, with a second principle for job creation. So it's very dynamic, very leadership and RD, sorry. How to get to Toulouse? So I would say the train, of course, but from London, from the UK, you definitely have the airport, with the sixth airport in Toulouse, in France, sorry. But the ranked the first and the best in France this year. So we're very proud of it. And you can get to go to every continent. So it's very international and very well connected. Something that is important to know about Toulouse, we are the first student city in France. We've been voted for the past 3 years. So it's can recurrent lots of and universities as well, like Grand École, as you would call it. And a lot of talents, about 130K students. So it's about 15 international students that you can see. And something that is very strong in Toulouse is the Toulouse School Economics, which the Nobel Prize winner for in 2014, sorry, as you can see, is the Professor Jean Tirole, and he's a teacher here at the university. A bit more about the strong business ecosystem. We have, I would say, 5 major sectors. The aeronautics, as we talked a bit about earlier, with the main sector, we have 3 plane manufacturers here, such as Airbus and ATR, for example. The space sector, of course, the European Capital of Space. So you have the CNES, the Airbus as well, and the space side, as well as all different kinds. I'll talk to you about that a bit later on. The transport from now and the mobility of the future. The AgTech, it would be it can be robotic, it can have anything to do with the main part, and it's here as well, and the health sector. How it's positioned, I would say, in Toulouse, we have areas where we call them campuses, and where you get to have the research, the labs, as well as the companies. So it's all get together. It's in one I would say sector, and it gathers, and that's how we get better and we get shape, I would say, the future. So we have the digital campus, for example. It's anything to do with cybersecurity and digital. The truth aerospace, of course, so it's aerospace. Anything that has to do with this. You have clusters as well, like the Aerospace Valley. The IoT campus, the Data Valley, anything to do with the IoT and digital. The health of the future. I would say anything to do with biotech, bioproduction. We have the main sectors, such as companies such as Evotech. We have the first hospital in France as well that is based there, and anything to do with production, bioproduction. And we have the Franco-British Mobility Campus. It is where we have the low carbon mobility and the hydrogen. I keep going. I'll go a bit faster. Don't hesitate afterwards. If you have any questions, I'll be here to help. Just something that I really like this slide, because it's all about the unique transportation ecosystem. So we go from in Toulouse, we build from underground to space. So anything that is in here is bit we're taking a part of it. So it's very interesting. All the main sectors are there. Aeronautics, we talked a bit about earlier, so you know, it's about 10 billion euros of regional turnovers, which is a lot of people. About 69,000 jobs are here in Toulouse. The aerospace, I would say something is important. The French Space Command and the NATO Space Center are here in Toulouse. And we would be anything with the space equipment as well as satellites building. We're expert in that. And about 25% of the European workforce is in Toulouse. The AI sector, I would go on, but a lot of this interesting. We have R&D labs and a lot of people, and we have the ANITI, which is the Institute for AI, that is based here. And to finish, we have the health, a bit bioproduction, the Evotech that we talked earlier, is building the campus site in the south of Toulouse, which is about 1,000 jobs and area and center. What is interesting, we do lots of clinical trials as well in Toulouse. So to do that, to kind of get access to Toulouse, we have the team that I'm a part of, is Toulouse Team Invest. So we help in different places. We can help you find the economic data specific to what your company is what you're looking for. And we help set up your business, as you will see later on with all my colleagues and all the partners that are here, including bank recruitment and the law. We have experts. We help you find the location of your offices, and we help you with local partners. So to show you the best thing to show you about Toulouse is to show you to give you a little presentation and a little video. So we like to share a video of the Choose Toulouse series, and by Rashik, who is a founder of a company from Singapore that we helped. If it works, hopefully it's going to work.
At CDS, we design a sustainable world in 3D printing. and we chose Toulouse. At Cognitive Design Systems, we are three co-founders. We are coming from Japan and Hong Kong. We solve industry issues related to manufacturing and design. We work in aerospace industry, automotive industry, defense, and medical industry. We work a lot with their R&D innovative centers. This is an example of what we have done with one of our customers. We optimize rock climbing helmet inner liner, where we created complex structures which are shock absorbing while very lightweight. Well, Toulouse it's a beautiful city and it's a pink city, so you step outside and everything is pink. We wanted to move to France and we were looking at different cities, and that's where Toulouse team came to us with a great offer, where they opened the doors to different industry players, but also helped us with administrative tasks. They actually helped us having a soft landing. It's also great for the family. Comme on dit, la vie est en rose. What I really like about Toulouse is its proximity to what's mountain, ocean, and the sea. But on the same time, in the city, there are a lot of gardens, which is great for family life. Like CDS, choose Toulouse.
Well, I hope you got to understand that we do have all the videos if you want to see them on YouTube. So I'll pass it on to the next person, is Paulette, of course.
Thank you, Maiwen. So as Maiwen talked about the administrative setup of your company, this is exactly why your experts in France set up the UK Business Centre Toulouse. So looking at the steps to set up your company in France, as with every country, it will start with the creation and registration of your company and drafting of the memorandum and articles of association and opening a bank account to deposit your share capital. We can then we can help with the necessary insurances for your business liability and assets, arrange visas for any directors and staff, register your brand, patent or trademark, and not forgetting support for the team for that soft landing once they arrive in France. But to explain in further detail how the experts from your experts in France can help, I'll pass you over to Nick.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, that's me. So I'm a partner in Altige Law Firm. So it's a law firm with our HQ in Toulouse, and I confirm what Maiwen was saying on the video. It's a great place to live and to do business. I should say we're also part of a wider group of law firms which is present throughout France called Horatio, and internationally we have links with firms including in the UK. Personally, as you can hear, I'm a dual national, so I'm a Franco-British national, and I'm also dual qualified. So I started my career in the UK. I've been based in France for 10 years now, nearly 10 years, and I'm a lawyer here and in the UK. And in that time, I've worked with businesses from all over the world. So, you know, including especially the UK on setting up their activities here. So it's important to stress that obviously I have that kind of personal experience, but Altige is a team with a full coverage of different legal services, and I can always count on the support of my colleagues. And you can see the different activities listed on the slide, which will be shared later on. But obviously, what we're talking about today is setting up the company. So obviously, we're kind of the first point of call, because usually the first question that people ask is, you know, how do we set up? Do we need to create a subsidiary in France? Sometimes we might be thinking about buying an existing company of here. So the first step is really to discuss with you what your priorities are, how much of investment you want to make if you're setting up a company, how much share capital you want to put in. And then, you know, you'll find that the kind of company creation and corporate law stuff is in some ways quite similar to what you know from the UK or from, you know, other jurisdictions. You know, you need things like articles of association, share capital, company directors, etc., etc. And obviously to do that, we'll work closely with all the other actors, who you'll be hearing from today. We'll work with Toulouse Team Invest, to help find premises, for example. You'll need a bank, obviously, for the bank account. We kind of get the ball rolling on that, and just in terms of getting you set up and giving you the kind of legal support that you need. And obviously, once you have actually created the company, then you can kind of do the interesting stuff, which is getting your business started, and maybe hiring people locally. So obviously, we have an employment law department to help you with that. Depending on your sector, you might have compliance questions. Obviously, France is a GDPR jurisdiction, and there's all sorts of other fun stuff like the AI Act. I mean, Maiwen was talking about how Toulouse is obviously a hub for AI and for new technologies. So, there's all the kind of regulatory stuff that we have here, as in other European countries and in the UK, and we help you to stay across all of that. With obviously the kind of general question of risk management, we have a tax department who can help you, set up in the most efficient way in terms of, if you have a group, you might be thinking about how you're going to charge services between your parent company in the UK or elsewhere, and the subsidiary you're setting up in France. Obviously we've got all that covered, and we can go into detail about what your needs are, depending on exactly what you do. We can help you negotiate your leases, your commercial leases for real estate, and obviously helping you with all of the IP. We have a strong IP team internally here as well. So yeah, I mean, we're here to kind of support you with all your legal needs and to work with our colleagues. Obviously, Paulette, you've heard from already, who will help you with all of the setup of your insurance requirements. And yeah, we're really happy to be part of first of all, the Franco-British Chamber, and Eurovest in Toulouse, your experts in France in the Southwest. It's a great initiative, and we've got a great set of experts. Accountants, obviously, you'll be hearing from Julien later. And yeah, you're in good hands, and really pleased that we're launching this today.
Thank you, Nick. I think Julie is next to talk about banking.
Yes, good morning, everybody. So I'm Julie, I'm Business Account Manager at Crédit Mutuel, based in Cugnot. Supporting professional customer at Crédit Mutuel is done by personalized support with a dedicated advisor. Each professional client has a dedicated advisor for a tailored approach. With also needs analysis, in-depth evaluation of projects and financial needs. Done by bespoke financial solutions too, with professional loans, flexible financing offers, with medium on long-term loans or leasings, etc. With effective digital tools, with online banking, access to management tools, and real-time monitoring. The interface and the account statement could be in English, allowing an easy understanding at the beginning. We've got mobile apps too, for a more practical solution for managing finances remotely. We are a local commitment with a geographical proximity, a network of agencies rooted in local communities, fostering personal contact. Support for local initiatives too, with partnerships with local economic players to boost regional economies. And key differentiators with a cooperative model, mutual ownership, ensuring a client-centered service rather than a profit-driven one, and social responsibility with a strong commitment to sustainable development and responsible finance. So we are involved in all steps of the business, from creation with the opening of the share deposit account, then the opening of the final account once the company registered, until the sale of the company through the entire development part in France and abroad, with plenty of products and services. So I'm at your disposal for further information and to explain all our services in detail by phone or mail. Don't hesitate. I now leave the place to Julien. Thank you for your attention.
Hi everyone. So my name is Julien Rosière. I'm a chartered accountant within Baker Tilly, France. So on a personal level, I moved to Toulouse a few years ago. So I found here a dynamic economy and a real quality of life. So I can confirm Maïwen's introductions. Our firm is a proud member of the Baker Tilly International Network. So, and I specialize in helping international businesses successfully set up in France and in Toulouse in particular. So at Baker Tilly, we understand that establishing a presence in a new country comes with some challenges. So we are there to make that process easier. So in connection with the bank, with the lawyers, etc., we work together, and we can within Baker Tilly France help you to assist you in the different steps for setting up your company. So, for example, accounting and compliance. So we ensure your books are accurate and compliant with French regulation. For the tax part, so from corporate tax to VAT, we help you optimize your tax position while keeping you fully compliant with French regulation also. On the payroll side, our team handles all aspects of payroll, so including complex compliance requirements like monthly filings, employee contracts, benefit management, for example. And on the financial reporting side, so whether it's a local statutory report or group consolidation, so we help you and we tailor reporting to meet both French and international standards. So we regularly collaborate with Baker Tilly colleagues around the world to provide a unified approach that addresses the unique needs of international businesses. And so if you're considering expanding into Toulouse, I would be delighted to discuss how we can support you. And so please feel free to reach out to me after with this webinar if you are interested. So thank you. And I let speak for, I don't remember. So
back over
with
to
the next. It's Paulette.
Okay. Yes, so it's me again. So hi again, everybody. So my name is Paulette Booth. I'm the co-founder and director of Agence AXA International. AXA International, Agence AXA International is a dedicated English-speaking agency. We're based in the Toulouse area, but we cover the whole of France. When you're, also you can probably tell from my accent, I'm also British, like Nick. I moved over to France 14 years ago, so I've been through the whole relocation process. Originally coming to France for 6 months, a year, and 14 years later, I'm still here. And so I can vouch for Toulouse as being an absolutely wonderful area to move to live and work. So in terms of insurance for your company, we will establish an insurance program that's tailored to your business. So for companies coming from, say, the UK, you'll be familiar with 3 types of insurance: public liability, professional indemnity, and employer's liability. Now, they can be arranged as separate policies in the UK, but here in France, they're all combined into one policy, but very tailored to your specific business. Your insurance needs are very much depend on your activity. So moving on to protecting your assets, stock, equipment, again, tailored to your business, and your insurance needs will very much depend on what you do. You may not particularly have premises, or you may have just an office and not particularly have any stock or anything to, to goods in transit or anything like that. So it's very, very much a tailored insurance to cover you and your business. And then last but by no means least, your most valuable asset is the directors and employees, the people who are going to run your business. So in France, as soon as you have at least 1 employee, you do need to provide a company healthcare scheme. But not only will we assist you in setting this up, we can explain how the health system works in France. A lot of people moving to France don't actually understand how the health system works, of how paying for treatment, getting a refund, how it all works and everything. So we'll go through that with the directors and employees. We can also provide an employee benefit scheme like death in service, long-term sick pay. But to finish with something a little bit more cheery, we can also provide employee savings schemes and pension plans for both directors and employees. So as I mentioned, a very tailor-made insurance program for your business, as one size doesn't fit all. We'll make sure the insurance program fits your business. So next, we'll move on to Marine.
Yes, thanks, Paulette. My name is Marine Body. I am partner of Bromwell Johnson Europe. We are a law firm specializing in industrial property. Basically, we protect and defend our clients' innovations and brands. On a personal note, I am from Toulouse, but I started my career in UK. And then 4 years ago, I came back to Toulouse and set up the French branch. So I'm familiar with all the steps and administrative tasks we had to go through when you are entrepreneur. We are patent and trademark attorneys. Actually, myself, I am dual qualified. So in terms of services, we can provide you with obviously consultation about a particular product that you want to launch, and we can seek protection. We can advise you on what type of protection is available for you. We can obviously build up a strategic plan for defending your IP rights. If you are not sure about what you have so far in terms of protection in a particular country, we can perform IP audits. So we also give you recommendation on how to fill in the gaps, to have a plan for infringement, defend your rights against infringements, and so on. We can manage obviously all your IP portfolio. We have a client portal, so you can have the full list of all your IP rights, their status, and all the deadlines that you need to meet, particularly renewals that we can handle internally. We can represent you before IP offices, so we can represent you directly in UK, France, and Europe. So we can draft and file patents, file your trademarks before these offices, but also internationally through our global network of foreign associates we work with, for example, in US, China. We recommend to do a search before you file your trademark or you use your trademark, and we can do that for you. Prior art searches for patents, watches after you protect your IP asset. We can also alert you on what your competitors are doing. We can draft, review IP contracts such as non-disclosure agreement, licenses and assignments. And last but not least, we can also do opposition and revocation actions against IP offices, send cease and desist letters to stop infringements, negotiating coexistence agreements. But if the court cannot be avoided, we collaborate with lawyers to represent you at court. Thank you. And I think Fiona is the next one. You're on mute, Fiona.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Fiona Mougenot, and like some of the others on the call, I'm also British. But I've been here much, much longer, over 40 years. And at the time when I arrived, you had to go through the full immigration process. So that is my area of expertise. So once everybody has helped you to set up your companies, Maureen has found the ideal place, the bank has been set up, you've got your trademark done, then comes the question, how am I going to be able to move here with my family? How am I going to be able to get my staff here? Or maybe even to hire people who are already here, but who are non-EU nationals. So there are a lot of different categories. For those who are opening companies, there are two very, very good categories that the French government have set up. One is a talent passport creation of a company where you invest 30,000, and then the other is a higher category, which is a talent passport investor category where you invest 300,000. Now, I will say at the beginning, investments do not include buying property unless this property is being used for an active company, which could be a hotel, a factory, whatever. But you don't buy an apartment and get a visa. Employees, there are lots of different categories again. It's going to depend whether maybe Nick has said that you're going to open up a branch here, and then maybe you will be doing an intracompany transfer. You could have people on secondment, or you may be just hiring them directly into France. So the solutions are there. It's always very interesting to meet people and to speak about their projects prior to anything happening, because then we can put a little bit of strategy and optimize everything for you. But we'd be very, very happy to help you. And remember, Toulouse is not just about rugby. There's a lot of business. And I'm going to pass it over to Mathilde.
Thank you, Fiona. So I'm Mathilde, the founder and CEO of Happy in France. We're an agency specialized in supporting international talents and their families in adapting to life and work in France. So we're based in Southwest France and cover other regions as well. On a personal note, I'm a Parisian born, was an expat for 14 years, and I've been in Toulouse for the last 15 years, a city I absolutely love for many aspects. So I come in last in the final process or loop of everything we've seen before, but I will say last but not least, integration is a topic that is often underestimated, and yet it is crucial for the long-term success of your company and for the individuals, for your collaborators. So we offer training and coaching services as well as consulting for companies. So we address HR departments, head office, as well as individuals. So instead of after a relocation agency, while many organizations focus on the logistics and administrative aspects, we come in to really help the individuals and the companies settle successfully into France. If you don't do that, it can have significant consequences. It affects employee performance, engagement, and retention. So we make sure the talent is well integrated, and for that, beyond logistics, we need to make sure that there is no language barrier, that it can navigate through the cultural differences of living in France and especially in Toulouse. So learning French, but learn also the Toulousain accent might make a difference, understanding it at least. So we offer French courses really tailored to real life and professional situations. We also offer cultural or intercultural trainings to demystify all the cultural codes that France has. And also, a very important aspect is the well-being of the family, especially the spouse. So we offer personal and professional coaching to provide ongoing support throughout the integration process and throughout the life in France in general. It's not only a matter of months, but it's an ongoing process. So by addressing these critical aspects, we help them feel at home. It's really important that they feel at home with no barriers. They can then perform at their best for your company, and they can contribute to the organization. So it's not just a personal journey, it's a strategic investment for your company and your company's success. So my bilingual team and myself were available to answer any questions or needs for support you may have. And thank you very much. We'll get back to Catherine for the final word. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all of you. It was very inspiring, and I think I'm sure that our audience will have appreciated your expertise and discovering a new region, the Southwest, and more specifically Toulouse. So your expertise France is all about that. It's a one-stop shop to assist British companies to set up or develop efficiently in France, and more specifically today in Southwest of France. So thank you for your interest. and we are here to help you. So do not hesitate to contact us or any one of us, and we will be delighted to help you to develop your business in France.